And here we are at Peacock Collegiate, where we are going to interview the Entrepreneurship 30 class organizers of this their entrepreneurship project, and they decided that they should try and touch all aspects of the media, and they've decided television would be a good one. So I have Shaylin Taylor and Walter Woodruff Brown with me, who are co-chairs of this.
Co-president.
Co-president. Oh, well, yeah.
More official than that.
So Shaylin, tell me about this project.
So as Entrepreneurship 30, we are part of Junior Achievement Canada. So Junior Achievement has a bunch of guidelines that you follow, but basically you start up a business that lasts approximately a month, and it's all done through school. It's a class, you get a credit for it. And so our Junior Achievement project this year is the Prairie Potluck Cookbook. And so what we did was we got sponsorship from businesses around Moose Jaw area, and they sponsored a recipe in the cookbook and have their advertisement in the cookbook. And then the rest of the recipes are all family recipes.
Okay, and what is your involvement with this, Walter?
My involvement of this cookbook
As co-president.
As co-president of this is to make sure all the stuff got put in together, and like worked really hard on submitting everything and looking through it to make sure there's no mistakes.
So you're kind of the proofreader.
Yeah, and made sure that this got submitted on time and made sure we received the cookbooks very
Because
early.
timelines are very important in business. When you have to plan ahead. So when you want your product ready, you have to make sure you have everything in place to make that happen.
Yeah, and we got this done very quickly. 6 days from clicking submit to finally getting this cookbook in our hands.
Now, Shaylin, how many people are involved in the class?
There's 10 students and 2 teachers, and we call our teachers our business advisors. And so it's a group of 12 of us, so we all have equal shares in the company. And so our cookbooks are $15 each, or 5 for $70. And with each cookbook, $1 goes to Telemiracle, and then a second $1 buys a lunch for Hunger and Moose Jaw's I Bought a Lunch campaign. So our goal is to buy 550 lunches and give a $550 donation to Telemiracle.
And make some money on the other side.
Yes, to go towards our next year's education as well, because quite a few of us are planning to go into business next year. We have one grade 11 student who's our VP of Finance, but the rest of us are all grade 12 students.
Well, what organizations are part of the company? As you mentioned, VP of Finance. There's also got to be some.
There is Vice President of Human Resources, Vice President of Marketing and Sales, Vice President of Production, Vice President of IT, and I think that is all. There might
Shaylin
be
would
more.
chirp in this if there was something missing. But all those, and of course, so that everybody has responsibilities within the corporation, within the company. And how did you come up with this product?
Well, we had a Dragon's Den type scenario, so we all had our own ideas, and then we had some people from the business community in Moose Jaw come in, and then we had to like pitch our idea to them, and they made suggestions which one would be best, and then we finally voted on them. And it was between this cookbook or chalkboards, and the cookbook won in the end by a landslide.
Food always goes over books.
Yeah.
Now, when you decided which one to do, and you made the decisions of what responsibility everybody has, what happens after that when you start to go public with your product?
So when we did our Dragon's Den pitch, there were 4 dragons. So we had Jillian Bilichuk from Jillian's Design Elements, Colin Young from Wow Factor Media. Who else did we have?
Joe Pennell.
Oh, Joel Pennell from Wow Factor Media, Colin Young from AgroCorp, and Krista Hauser from Main Event. And so they were a huge part of helping us move the company along. So they kind of taught us what comes next in a business. They're all entrepreneurs, so they all know what it's like. And so they would come in, spend time with our class. So we had our beginning board meeting. We learned what each other's roles were, and how to complete those roles. And so then it's just been a learning experience from there. With every bump in the road that comes along, we work together to get over it.
I think you did some pretty good sales pitch because you even got them to invest in your company.
We did, yeah. All our dragons invested not only their money into our cookbook, but also their time. They've been really amazing with giving us all the time they can give us. So it's been nice.
Now, you got the product around the 12th or 13th of November, we're saying.
Yes, and from then we have till December 19th to finally sell everything, since that's when Jay cuts the deadline. And then we have to tally up everything and then write away the checks and then shut her down.
Yeah. And do you find this really a good class to be involved with?
Yeah, it's a really good class. Like, you got to learn like a different aspect of like your life that you could have never saw before, and you got to make really good connections within the community, and it's something neat to put on your resume as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you've had great success at the school over the years, haven't you?
Yeah, I think a few classes have won Company of the Year. And so, yeah, it's really exciting to be a part of it. And as we look through their old business plans, it's very helpful too. And this was a completely different product than they've done. They've always done a food-related product, or one year they did Custom Mug, which was their coffee mugs, but there had never been a cookbook that was made at the beginning and then you focused all your time on marketing and sales. And so it was a different approach to business than I'm used to with my business at home, is all hands on making the product.
Yeah, well,
So-
you're an entrepreneur already, aren't you? You're a jewelry lady.
Yes, since grade 8, so 4 years, I've had my own jewelry business as well. So this is a different aspect of business for me. My jewelry is all by myself. I'm in charge of everything. And then this was completely different, learning how to work with a group and dividing tasks and having a product all made at the beginning and then just working on getting awareness and sales going for that product.
Walter, have you been in business? Like, Shaylin's been an entrepreneur for a long time. She's a seasoned veteran. How about you? Is this your first venture into business, or?
I had a little venture before. Me and my dad raised some quail up, so he shipped about 13 of them in from Ontario, and from there we bred them, and I used to hatch out about like 80 of them every 16 days, and then I sold them all at the end, and I made $320. So I kind of worked more livestock, but the same idea.
Yeah, and now the Prairie Potluck Cookbook. Now, what family recipe did you guys put in?
We put in many family recipes. I personally put in a pasta dish. I forget the name.
What's it called? No, you don't.
No, I submitted a bunch of
Walter's
them, though.
Wonderful Pasta.
Yeah, let's say that. And also fantastic French toast I had put in. And also the business communities put in some of theirs so they could have their name attached to it. And then we would submit some to there as well.
So that's your family's contribution. Shaylin, how about you?
Well, I can't even remember every recipe we put in we put the cookbook together in 6 days. And so there was such a whirlwind of recipes going through this room. Everyone was typing them. Everyone was yelling out new recipes they had on mine. So it was crazy. I know that I put a cake in there, and we all brought 2 recipes for each section. So there's a main dish section, appetizers, desserts, holiday recipes, and game day snacks. And so those were our sections, and we all brought at least 2 recipes for each one from home. And then we had over 40 businesses sponsor at least 1 recipe. Some gave more than 1. And so, yeah, there's lots of big variety.
How many recipes?
130 recipes are in the book. And yeah, we had major sponsors through it. We had Wow Factor Media, who designed our cover, and then Sask Water made a major donation as well. But all the businesses have been so awesome in not only sponsoring the book, but also purchasing or allowing us to sell in their business. And so, yeah, the community of Moose Jaw has really helped us out. We've had so many people come up to us with selling opportunities or huge orders for Christmas gifts or something like that. And it definitely wouldn't be as successful as it's been without the community of Moose Jaw.
That's great. And Walter, did you have to test any of the recipes out as a part of your responsibilities as vice president?
I tested some of them out. I believe I tested out the snowman cake, and it turned out very well. And most of them I just like proofread, and if I saw any major things, I would change them.
I'm sure you're putting in sugar instead of, flour or something.
Yeah.
Not those kind of changes. No.
No, but if there's a typo, or if it said add a different ingredient that didn't need to be in, I just cut that out.
Well, pretty good responsibility. You guys, what a wonderful idea. And you were telling me you had great success. You had them on sale at the musical when it was here. You've been out in the community to different places. Pretty good, a pretty good model for other people to follow, I would say.
Yeah, it's nice. This semester, Peacock has their Junior Achievement Company, and Vanier's class divided into 3 different companies, and then and Cornerstones is this semester. And so those were our competition right now. And then Central waited till next semester, so they don't have any competition. But we hit the Christmas market, which worked really well for our cookbooks because they're perfect Christmas gifts. They're small and simple, and so yeah, it was a good market.
Okay, well, guys, thank you very much for bringing this to our attention and getting us to come over to Peacock here and where you do the entrepreneurship class. Great success. I hope that you don't burn anything from the recipe. That would be pretty good. But thanks and good success with it. And we'll thank you for being here. Thanks to our viewers for watching, and we'll see you again soon on Moose Jaw this week.